So we've gone like half a mile and we're up to normal operating temperature. Oh,
I see it.
Alright, we're good now. Paul, I have no line of sight for you.
That's fine.
Paul doesn't want anybody in his line of sight.
He's gonna take a shortcut.
That's fine, we'll catch up eventually.
Oh my god.
Okay, temperature gauge says we're below half right now, so... Just let me know if it gets high and we'll pull that cardboard. Gotcha.
We'd like to thank our sponsor for this video, Willie's Tire Shop. So for all your tire and car repair needs, make sure to call Willie's Tire Shop first.
Live from the cockpit of a Daewoo Lotus, we have the Hypermiling Championship winner, Matt Frazier.
I'm gonna go slow!
That's how we win. Well, we're overheating, so we're gonna go cut off our aerodynamicness a little bit.
Yep, needs more air.
That should be I only put a couple little holes in there, but it should be enough.
Temp gauge went back down to, you know, what, 5/8, so in between 3/4 and a half. Just gotta keep babying it. Keep going. Yeah, it would really help if I'd have splurged and, you know, bought a radiator fan, but I think it'll make it.
So, my process for this is I'm bringing it up to about 62, 63 miles per hour. And then once I hit it downhill, what I try to do is I kill the motor and I coast. I want to stay within the general concept, the speed limit and whatnot. And then get down to about 48. And then just pop the clutch, she fires back up, no need to fire her back up. And then just ever so slowly, you know, pretend there's an egg between the floor and the throttle, the skinny pedal. And just slowly go. However, whatever's causing that whistling, that's ridiculously obnoxious. I mean, it's not nice, no. I'm not really certain which part that's doing it, but the faster you go, the louder it gets. Although, at this point, it seems the further we've gone, the louder it's gotten. I've lost sight of my compadres. They must not be going as fast as I am, which I think Matt said he wasn't going to be. So I was in the rear last time. This time I'm out in front. So see how my my math works.
Did you know your Avail was haunted? No, I had no idea. Wait, you see my Avail's haunted?
Your rear cargo light is flickering on and off.
Yeah, it's a ghost. Alright, Tony, you gonna pass me or you're waiting for the passing lane? I think he's waiting for the passing lane. I feel bad for him though. Doing like 47. And he's gotta be going ballistic back there. I'm sorry, dude, in a Toyota. Teal Toyota pickup. I'm a jerk. I'm the guy that you hate when driving. I'm a Sunday driver.
Just making sure my letters kind of flew off there, so make sure they're good.
She didn't quite make it.
I think ours did good. We only lost the T for extraterrestrial, but it landed right on Tim's vehicle.
Oh, you broke the pegboard.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Rusted Up. So we did our fuel mileage challenge, and here are the results.
We have our Aveo, Buick, and Civic. Now the combined EPA was 27. The highway for the Aveo was 33. The Buick combined was 20 MPG, and the highway was 26. And the Civic combined was 38, and the highway was 41. So, without any modifications, we did our hypermiling challenge, just taking it out there. And the Aveo got 38.9, Buick got 31.5, and the Civic got 33.6. So that's a point for the Aveo. Then, so the percentage improved against EPA was only 17% for the Aveo. It was a whopping 57% for the Buick.
Versus the combined, because the route that we took, took each time,
lower
the same
number
area, had city driving and hills and downhills and curvy roads and everything else. So that's a point for the Buick, right?
Yep.
Yay!
And the Civic was a disappointment, like its seats. Anyway, best MPG after fixes. We wound up doing a tune-up. So plugs, wires, air filter, and for the Civic, we put on some exhaust patches because it was bad.
It was bad.
So the Aveo got up to 39.9, small improvement. Buick got 32.4, small improvement again. And then the Civic got 55.9.
Slam dunk.
I'm gonna
for the
drop
Civic.
this sign, I'm so shocked. Anyway, so then we went crazy, as you saw. We put tape all over the vehicles, we did aerodynamic mods. And we got the Aveo up to 53.5 in an Aveo, which blew my mind. The Buick got 35.8, which is the highest I've ever heard of Buick getting, honestly. And then the Civic got an incredible 61.3. So that's another win for the Civic.
And these are with hypermiling techniques, you know, taking it out of gear, pushing the clutch in, and
Coasting down hills,
coasting
turning it off down hills.
Turning it off down hills. Not all the way, you don't lock a steering wheel, you know, but
We like living on the edge.
So, now all this information, because we didn't want to go with any subjective information, we wanted to keep them all facts. And in order to actually determine the winner, because this is not only a fuel economy challenge, but it also was a little bit up with costs. However, it's hard to identify the cost between the market and the values and cost of improvements and the vehicle cost of choice, etc. Oh, forgot a point for the Civic.
There you go.
There's 2 for the Civic, 1 for the Buick, 1 for the Aveo. Now we tried again to get into that cost thing, but we figured it was difficult because we got a really good deal on our Buick. Only $300. We got a pretty good deal on that one. Only $500. We already have the Civic. Trying to find a Civic was very difficult because they are expensive because of a cult following. Now I'm sure other places you can find them, but we wanted to see, you know, based on their actual values. Now the trade-in values, because we looked at the actual values on Kelley Blue Book, they don't match the market at all. It just seems subjective in and of itself. So we went with trade-in values at $400, $1,500, and $250. Now, you can take this information, do what you want. It really depends on the deal that you get on the vehicle that you get. So what we instead went into was so that we get the correct information to the host so that they could come up with an actual winner. So we went, first question was comfort level. Which one was more comfortable? Well, I can promise you, it was by a landslide the Buick was more comfortable.
Yeah.
I mean, it just definite winner. Economy-wise, the Civic was obviously the winner, as you can see. And so that went down to host choice, which include any opinion that any host would have. And for example, you know, Ryan, he said because, you know, be easy to drive, easy to fit into, you know, he would rather have that fuel economy. Whereas Jordan would rather have the Civic because Jordan says it only takes 5 wrenches to fix a Civic. And that's just the way his thinking goes. You know, then there's Tim. Tim straight up was like, you know what? It's the only one I fit in. That's what I'm driving.
He's driving a Buick, yeah.
He's driving a Buick. So then, Matt, what was your opinion?
I like the Civic the best overall still, because even though I own the Aveo, I prefer the Civic overall because I trust it to actually make it to a high mileage, and I can deal with the discomfort. I just trust the design of the Honda more than the Buick or the Aveo.
And Erica, what was your take on it? Why did you pick the Buick?
I picked the Buick because of comfort. The seats were incredibly cushy, like a bed, as I mentioned earlier.
You slept in it earlier.
Yeah.
Literally, yeah.
And the ride is so smooth. Like, you go over the bumps, you don't even feel it. The suspension is superb. I personally own the Civic. It's been my favorite car for a very long time, but as I've gotten older, I got aches and pains, and so comfort has become a higher order need for me. So economy, I definitely go with the Civic. Comfort, if I could get both, I'd go with the Buick.
Well, the actual question was, if you could only buy one and they were all the same price, because we couldn't quite get there, because most people are going to work within a budget. You have a budget. So if they're all roughly the same price, they all fit in your budget, which one would you choose? And Erica still chose the Buick. Tim still chose the Buick, and Ryan still chose the Buick.
Unless the fuel prices are right now currently $3 and I got a tight budget, I'm gonna ditch the comfort, add cushions to the Civic, and just make that baby work.
Yeah.
And then there was me, of course, as the last one, because now we've got Matt's opinion and Jordan's opinion for the Civic. So then why would I pick the Civic? Easy to work on. Again, we're the three mechanics, Matt, Jordan, and I. Whereas Ryan and Erica and Tim are more of the comfort, more of the, artistic versions. I mean, yes, you'll see Ryan do mechanic stuff. He has fun. So, but I still love the Civic. I love that fuel mileage aspect. I like driving a manual. I mean, again, I put cushions in it too. And even though the windows don't work, and there's a lot of other downsides, I still personally
And the door handles break
think
off.
the overall cost is cheaper. So, this is a fuel economy challenge, though, and I believe the Civic is definitely our winner.
Clear winner, yep.
Clear winner.
Ding, ding.
Yeah,
But if you're not driving that many miles anyway, and you can find a good deal on like a Buick, go for it. Aveo, I would recommend to no one. I'm driving it right now. It's my car. I would recommend it to no one.
And it must be noted, you run the AC in that Civic, and you try to drive it without any hypermiling whatsoever, that's what you're going to get.
33.
To keep up with the Buick, which, by the way, on the very first trip was just coasting along. Erica was like, my life was great. Meanwhile, I was downshifting into fourth just to keep up around some of the steeper hills. Now, I did have an exhaust issue at the time, but it didn't really get a whole lot better here either with trying to hypermile it. You have to hypermile and be conscious of it the whole time while you drive that Civic. The Buick still maintains that without any hypermiling.
Oh, yeah.
It just doesn't. So that's an important thing to note.
It's also full size, so if you want to put more in it, you can fit it in there.
Anyway, that's it, everybody. Any other closing statements?
Don't forget to like,
Comment,
share, and subscribe.
and we'll see you guys in the next video.